A couple of weeks ago when I was doing my Bible reading, I came up to the scripture in Matthew chapter 25, verse number 15. As you can see here, I'm reading, it says here, he gave 5 talents. And I sat there and I wondered to myself, what is it worth now today? What is 5 talents today? Actually, when we do our Bible reading, sometimes we come up to things like this, and we ask ourselves, what is it worth today? Well, the purpose of this video is to show you exactly how to go about calculating that. As you can see here in Matthew chapter 25, verse number 15, you can see that he gave 5 talents. So the question is, how do you calculate what 5 talents actually is in today's US dollars? Well, if you have the New World Translation, it's very useful because you have a reference that will help you to be able to calculate that. As you can see here in Matthew chapter 25:15, there's an asterisk after the word talents. When you touch that asterisk, what pops up is this little note here to the right-hand side that says a Greek talent equaled 20.4 kilograms, etc., etc. But what's most important is that it takes you to the appendix B14. So why don't we touch that, the appendix B14, and see where it takes us. So right here, we can see that it takes us to this little table that helps us to understand what currency and weight is all about, appendix B14B. You remember the question that we asked about the talent. So, how much is a talent worth? As you can see here in this little area, a talent is actually equal to about 20 years' wages. 20 years' wages. So, how much is 5 talents worth? Well, let's go ahead and calculate that. 5 talents is how much? If we remember correctly, 1 talent is equal to 20 years' wages. So we'll do a quick calculation. 1 talent, 20 years. So what's 5 times 20? 5 times 20 is actually equal to 100 years. Units cancel out, by the way. So in the Bible, in the scripture that we had been considering, Matthew 25:15, it helps us to understand that when it comes to how much 5 talents it's actually worth about 100 years worth of effort. So what do we understand? That there's no way that we can physically work for something for 100 years, correct? So it's a lot more than what it is that we could physically earn. So that 5 talents means a great sum of money. Okay, maybe we can show another example, something that's not as easy, something a little bit more challenging. Let's go now to Mark 12:42. All right, Mark chapter 12, verse number 42. And let's see if we can calculate how much something is worth. What does Mark 12:42 say? It says here, now a poor widow came and dropped in 2 small coins of very little value. So what does that mean? What are 2 small coins? What is that in today's dollars? Is it 2 cents? Is it $200? It depends, right? Well, we want to understand what it is in terms of today's dollars. Okay, so we take a look at verse number 42. You click on that asterisk, and again, it takes us to this little area to the right where it says literally those 2 small coins mean 2 lepta, which is a quadrans, and again we're referred to appendix B14. So let's go to B14. Touch that. B14 will take us to, once again, this chart right here. You remember we're talking about 2 lepta or quadrants. Let's take a look. Okay, quadrants, 2 lepta. So you take a look at this right here, this little line, and this line will take us to this scale. You notice the bar graph down below? Right here is all about how much time it would take to earn whatever currency that we're considering above. In this case, a quadrans, it doesn't even take a whole day to earn, right? Because we're right here, it doesn't even take a whole hour. This is actually 12 little units right here, because it's 12 hours or a day's wage. Anyway, when we go to quadrants, we can see it's not even an hour. We can fairly say that it's probably about 10 minutes, right? It takes about 10 minutes to earn a quadrans or 2 leptas or the 2 small coins of very little value. So let's make a quick calculation then. We remember 2 lepta is equal to about 10 minutes of work. All right? Believe it or not, this right here can be expressed in other ways. But anyway, we'll get to that another time. So let's do this, okay? Let's find out how much it is in today's dollars. Let's assume that we're talking about Rancho Cucamonga, California. In California, the minimum wage is, you know how much it is? $10.50 per hour. It can also be expressed in this way. $10.50 for 60 minutes. All right, so this right here is what's going to help you to be able to calculate how much money it's going to be. Watch this. Remember, to earn 2 small coins of very little value is going to be 10 minutes, right? Like what we learned right over here. 10 minutes. And what about today? 60 minutes. You will take $10.50 every 60 minutes in California today, 2017. So let's calculate actually how much that is. Do you have that number yet? So that'd be 10 times 10.5 divided by 60. I have $1.75. So what does this all mean? That means two small coins of little value will take 10 minutes to earn. Actually, in today's dollars, would actually be valued at $1.75. Excuse me. Wrote that wrong. $1.75. So if you can imagine, when you go to your Kingdom Hall and you make the contribution, you see someone off in the distance making a contribution of $1.75. What do you think about that sum of money? Anyway, when you understand that that needy widow, when she dropped in her contribution, that's all she had was $1.75, so to speak. So it really helps you to understand that Jehovah values whatever a person can give, because this person, even though it was only $1.75, gave her whole means of life. Well, hopefully we understand how it is to calculate the value of Bible money in today's dollars. I hope you enjoyed the lesson.